Welcome back to the channel. Georgia fans, this one is for you. We're going to talk about what happened last week. Ole Miss had a great game plan going into this, but they had even better in-game adjustments versus Georgia in this game, and Georgia didn't have any answers for it. Going into this game, Ole Miss knew they couldn't run into the teeth of this defense. They had to find a different way to run the football, and so what was that way? It was quick game. They were going to get the ball out on the perimeter as quick as they possibly could and make this Georgia defense run sideline to sideline to wear them down. So what does this do? It takes away the pass rush. One, the ball's coming out in under 2 seconds. You're not going to get to the quarterback. Two, in quick game, you're making this defensive line sprint sideline to sideline, and over a 4-quarter football game, those dudes are going to get wore down. Okay? So you'll see later in the game, Georgia's pass rush was anemic, and they never got to Trinidad. And not to mention, when they did get there, they were chasing him around for 30 yards. Georgia defensive line was completely taken out of this game strictly by Ole Miss's game plan for Georgia. Okay, they did a great job of this. And as you can see in these clips behind me, guys, all of these balls are under 5 yards. I went back and tried to count. I don't have the exact count. Ole Miss was 30 for 46 passing. I would say that near 20 of those completions were balls come out either under 2 seconds or at 2 seconds, or the ball was thrown behind 5 yards. And again, it was just an extension of the run game. Ole Miss also did a great job of dictating Georgia's defense. They did this throughout the course of the game. They threw out some formations. They felt out how Georgia was going to play them. And in the biggest moment, they took advantage of it. So these are some clips early on in the game. These weren't big plays, but it was giving Ole Miss a picture of how Georgia was going to play stacked receivers. What they were going to do is they were going to play press man on the guy that's on the football, and they were going to play off man on the receiver that's off the football. Okay, and this was their apparent answer early. Okay, this is early in the game. Works out well for Georgia here. Incomplete pass. We go on to the next clip. This is actually a run play, but again, as a offensive coordinator, you're sitting up in the box and you're like, man, Georgia's giving us this look every single time. So in the biggest moment of the game, you start flipping through your playbook of, okay, what is the best thing to beat this coverage? We know we're going to get this coverage. Let's find a play that we know beats this coverage. So what do? In the biggest moment, UGA fans, you're going to hate this. 3rd and 5. 32 seconds left in the 4th quarter. What do? They go back to the formation where they know exactly what defense Georgia's going to be in, and they're going to take advantage of it. They run a perfect slot fade. Look at this get off. Has a great get off, great hands, is able to run straight by the slot corner. Ole Miss also took advantage of Stubby. So what is Stubby? Stubby means we're going to play man coverage on 1. The free safety and the star are going to read 3-2. If 3 is out, the star will take him. If 3 is vertical, then the free safety takes him, and then the star will lock on 2. Backside of this coverage is very important for what Ole Miss is about to do. This backside safety is going to poach. What does that mean? It means he's going to come help with 3 vertical, or he can help come fit in the run game. That leaves this corner man coverage 1-on-1. Georgia showed early on that they were going to press this. They're not going to play off man. They're going to play press man. Ole Miss takes note. Also, this weak side backer is responsible for 2 weak. So pre-snap, he's thinking, okay, I got the back. But Ole Miss did a lot of here and then a shallow with the sniff, and Georgia never saw it, and they had a lot of success on this play throughout the game. So Ole Miss is paying attention to this backside safety. Okay, they're seeing how he fits this shallow play here. Okay, so he sees a run read. So what's his read steps? He's getting downhill for run. And now he sees the sniff out to the flat wide open, which leaves again this corner with no help, and he's in press man. Ole Miss takes note of this, and they wait till later in the game to hit a big play on this. Same situation. We got Stubby to the field. You can see it by alignment. You can see their eyes both looking at 3. And now look at here at this backside safety. We're going to get this same concept Okay, what does that do? It's going to bring him down into the box, which leaves a press man one-on-one with this Ole Miss receiver that is able to run straight by the corner, and Trinidad throws a perfect football to get a big chunk play versus Georgia. And the last thing we're going to talk about is Georgia's inability to keep leverage on the football. So what does this mean? 5 out here is our force defender. He's supposed to force this football inside back to his help, and the ball gets outside of him for a big gain. All right, so how does this happen? Georgia continuously ran right down the middle of Ole Miss blockers. So watch number 5 here. He goes right down the middle of this tight end, actually gets really good separation. He could really reset himself and get back leverage. He needs to attack half a man here and keep his outside arm and shoulder clean. That way he'd be able to get off and tackle the ball carrier before it could get outside. But if we see this in slow-mo, he ends up using that outside hand. And now this is really easy for an offensive lineman to get the inside of that outside shoulder and pull it in just a little where you're not going to get that holding call. All right. Now this ball bounces, gets outside of him for a big gain, and it happens in this next clip. It was literally the next play. Watch our star here. All right. He goes right down the middle of the tight end. The motion in the tight end comes across, runs right down the middle of him. Ball bounces again for a huge gain. All right. Let's watch this. What happens here? He throws his body right down the middle. He buries his head, which is never good. You can't see the ball at this point. And he gets no separation with his arms. Okay, so he's given up his body. He's thrown his eyes down and everything. Now he's not able to make any sort of play on this ball carrier, and he's also not able to force this ball back inside for help. If he was actually able to set this edge, we have an unblocked defender here sitting in the hole, but he runs straight through this block, and now the ball's bouncing out on the perimeter, one-on-one with the safety, again for a big gain. If you stuck around for the whole video, guys, thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe the video. We have some really cool stuff coming up. We're going to break down Oregon's 3-high defense. We're also going to preview the Ole Miss versus Miami game, which I think is going to be more interesting than most anticipate, just because Ole Miss is kind of built like SMU, who beat Miami early in their year. So make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you guys for sticking around.